If you want to be successful on Amazon, then you absolutely need to master this one tool. In today's video, I'm going to be going over Keepa, tutorial of how to use it, and things that I like to look for in a Keepa chart. Let's go ahead and jump into some Keepa charts and show you my analysis. All right, so we're going to start off by going over just what Keepa is, and then should have toggled on for anyone who's absolutely brand new to Keepa. So let's start with the very basics. Keepa has 3 charts. The primary thing that we're going to be looking at is going to be the sales rank here up top. Sales rank, if you don't know what that is, I'll link a video up here, but basically it's going to help us measure velocity of how fast an item is selling on Amazon. And every time this green line goes down, that means at least one sale has happened. So right there, a sale happened, right there, a sale happened, and so on. Next up, we're going to be using this to gauge price. I like to toggle on buy box, new, and then if there is no buy box in the event where it's suppressed, then I'll toggle on a third-party FBA. But here we have this pink line, which means that we have a buy box. So the pink line is the buy box, and then the blue line is the new price. We're primarily looking here at the buy box price though, because the buy box is the price that it's selling for. And we're doing this to look at buy box history so that we can tell what price the item was selling for historically. And that's going to help us gauge the future of what price we can sell this product for on Amazon. Next up, we're going to go down to the bottom and look at review count and new offer count. This is important for a couple of reasons. 1, to help gauge velocity again, and 2, to help make sure that there's not going to be an influx of supply, which will lead to the price lowering. So the review count, we can estimate for every 1 review a product has, it's sold roughly 100 times on Amazon. So whenever it goes up, that means the product probably sold 100 times in a recent time period. The new offer count is going to be this blue line in the third chart. And when we see it going down, that means sellers are going out of stock. When we see it going up, that means new sellers are coming on the listing. And then we can use supply and demand and know that when the supply is going up, the price is going to go down. When the supply is going down, the price is probably going to go up. So I like to see this just not going up. If it's staying the same or going down, that's good.
Meanwhile.
All right, so those are the main things that I like to look for in a Keepa chart. And now let's go ahead and jump into some analysis to show you my thoughts on some of these Keepa charts. So this first one, I see the price tanking here. I don't see super great velocity, but I do see offer count going down, review count going up. For this particular product, I would want to be able to profitably sell it for about $16 in order to jump on this one. A lot of people will see, oh, it was selling for $26 2-3 months ago, but it looks like it's more often selling between 16 and 20. And I want to be able to sell at pretty much the average historical 90-day price, which is going to be like 16 to 17 bucks on this listing. And I can see it kind of trending down a bit. We see offer count going down, so the price might start to recover, but I don't want to play for a what if scenario. I want to base it off the worst case. I want to be conservative in running my business so that I can ensure profits and not just risk for profit. First thing that jumps out to me here, and this should be a big red flag anytime you see it on Keepa, in this third chart, we see the new offer count going up. So just a couple weeks ago, it was only at like 5-10 sellers, and now it's all the way up at over 50 sellers. And as the number of sellers skyrockets up, the price is soon going to tank because the velocity isn't increasing accordingly. It is speeding up a little bit, but for the most part, it's not going to be able to keep up with the demand. So the demand is not going to be able to keep up with the supply is what I mean, and the price is going to start to tank. So if you ever see this, that's a red flag and you should skip out on that product. On this one, this looks really good. What we like to see is a fairly stable buy box so that we have a predictable price point that we can sell at. I would want to be able to sell this profitably for about $29. If I can sell it profitably for 29 bucks, I'm going to hop on this listing. I like that the offer count is not skyrocketing up. It's staying fairly consistent. We also see a pretty flow of reviews going up. And then the last thing, which is actually the most important thing, is the sales velocity is really good. I mentioned earlier that every time we see the green line drop, then a sale has happened. Another thing is when it's historically low, that means it's going to be selling really well. So right here, we can only really see a few drops, but it's consistently ranked like 30 to 50,000. So this product is selling really well. Sometimes on really high ranked products, you won't see the drops, but it'll be a consistent low rank. And I have a better example coming up of that. And right here, we don't see a ton of sales rank drops, but we do see really consistent, crazy volume. So while we're not seeing a ton of drops, this product is absolutely pushing. This product is ranked sub 100 in grocery. We're not seeing those drops, but we know it's consistently ranked low and it's going to be consistently selling really well. Another thing that we need to watch out for that I didn't mention earlier is Amazon being on the listings, and Keepa is going to help you out with that. The orange shading here is going to show you that Amazon themselves are selling the product. Now, a lot of people are going to say that you should just stay away from Amazon being on the listings. I think we should look at the data a little bit further. In this case, I don't see them sharing the buy box, so I would want to be able to undercut them profitably, which means I would want to look at their kind of lowest historical price, which is around 14-15 bucks. weeks. So I would want to be able to sell this for more like 12 to 13 profitably to jump on this. And even then, that's still a risk. Really, I'm only going to be jumping on if I see proof that Amazon is sharing the buy box. I don't see that here. You could also jump into data buy box statistics. And again, they're getting 100% buy box share. So I probably would not hop on this. Now, here's an example of one where Amazon is on the listing, but it would be a great opportunity to hop on. A lot of people are going to be scared when they see that orange shading. But for me, I see the buy box is lower than them. So if I can sell it profitably at this buy box price, I have no problem jumping on. Because Amazon is staying up here at 36, but they're giving the buy box to people who are at 33. So if I can sell this product for 33, I'm going to hop on. I see good volume. I don't see any crazy increases in offer count. I think this would be a great Keepa chart to jump on. One more to look at here, we see consistent good volume. We see a stable buy box price. We see offer counts going down. We see review counts going up. Amazon's not on the listing, and if they are, they're sharing the buy box. So this is another really good Keepa chart that I would absolutely love to hop on this product. So that's the main thing that you need to use Keepa for, but there are other features that we're going to dive into as well. We primarily are going to be using it to look at price history, data history in order to predict the future. Well, let's go ahead and jump into a couple more features that Keepa can offer. So I teased this one a bit earlier, but the first one is going to be in the data tab, and we have the product details, offers, and buy box statistics. I'm primarily looking at these two, so let's start with the buy box statistic. This is really helpful for seeing buy box rotation. A product could maybe sell 100 times a month, but if all the sales are going to one seller, then that's not a good opportunity for us. Let's say that this product sells 100 times a month. We see that this seller is getting about 55% buy box share, so they're selling roughly 55 a month. This seller is getting about 10%, so they'd be getting around 10 sales a month. And we want to just be able to see, is the buy box rotating? If someone's getting 95+%, I'm generally not going to hop on it. I want to be able to penetrate that buy box and be able to get some of the sales. Next up, I look at data offers, and this is really helpful for listings with variations, and we'll dive into those soon. I like to look at the stock history, and I like to see stock levels going down to help me gauge velocity on listings with variations. So right here, they had 4 in stock, and then they slowly went out. So after about a week, they dropped down to 1, which means in a week, they probably sold around 3. This person had 12, and you can see it's just slowly going down. So that means they're selling through their inventory. You want to ignore giant drops like this, where they went from 40 down to 1, because that's most likely going to be a Keepa glitch or the seller setting some kind of stock limit or order limit. You want to look for these slow, gradual drops to help you gauge velocity. Next up, we can look at this variations tab. A variation is when there's multiple child ASINs under the one parent. So we can see here on this product, there's the Grandma Cookies variety pack, and there's also all these other flavors and all these other sizes. These are all different variations, and we can use the variations tab in accordance with the data offers to help gauge velocity on variation listings. So let's say we can estimate 100 sales a month on a listing. That's kind of divided up between all the different variations. So we need to figure out which variations are selling the best. We can do that by going to variations in Keepa and looking at the reviews here. And like I mentioned earlier, for every 1 review, we can typically estimate around 100 sales. But what we can see here by looking at this data is that this first listing, the Grandma's Cookies variety pack of 30, the one that we're on, is selling way more than all the others because it has 2,600 reviews, while the others have 300, 150, 200, less than 100. So this is definitely our top variation. We can also see this trophy, meaning it has the most ratings. Now, another thing that we can do to gauge velocity in variations listing is go back to that data offers tab, and we can just look and see if people are selling through. There's not going to be a ton on this listing since Amazon is dominating it, the 100% buy box share. But as I was looking at this other one, you can see when the stock levels are going down, that's a way to gauge velocity on a variation listing. Hope you enjoyed this video where it's going over the Keepa tutorial. If you liked this, you should go ahead and jump into these videos where I can teach you even more about Keepa and how to use it to grow your business. See you on the next one.